Look at all that snow.
It's snowing. It's snowing. Is it snow? Today is April 1st, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's no joke either.
Right.
There's no April Fools. It's
Nature
snowing.
is playing a joke on us. It is April Fool's, but it is snowing
Yeah.
outside right now. Right now. Look out your window. You're in Columbus. It's snowing. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in, Facebook family and friends. Come on in. Tell a friend, tell a family member. Y'all come on in today. How you doing, Bishop
I'm
Marvin?
doing good. You look like you're struggling a little bit.
I am. It's been a rough week.
Has it been a rough week?
Yeah, it's been a rough
Hey,
week.
I tried to get you to kind of, but I see you. The show must go on, huh?
Yeah. I don't want to be missing in action too long.
I got you.
You
I got you.
know.
Yes.
Well, welcome to Talk Therapy Live. You're listening to a Gold Chip communication station today.
Yeah.
You can actually listen via audio if you go to www.1580thepraise.com and click on Listen Now. All right. Or you can share with someone else and you can join in on this discussion. We definitely want you to share in on this discussion. Put your comments in there, put your thoughts in there. We know this platform is all about the people.
Yep. All about the people. You all do like she just said. We want to hear your feedback today. We call this Fluky Friday.
Fluky Friday.
Any topic you want to talk about, hey, join in with us today. We have a few subjects of our own, but you can join in with us as well and throw something at us to see if we know a little bit about it or share it with us. Just do that.
Yes. Well, good morning to Sis Brittany Bloom Bozeman is here. Good morning to you. Make sure that you hit the share button.
Yeah.
Hit the share button today. Well, I am one of your hosts, Kimberly Bozeman, the owner of Healthy Emotes Counseling Services located at 1011 Jenkins Avenue here in Columbus, Ohio. My contact number is 614-669-5115. And you are...
I'm Bishop Bozeman, y'all. 1571 South Parsons Avenue, the Great Assembly of Faith Church. I'm really excited to be here today. And hopefully the people are excited too.
Yes.
And y'all come on in and tell somebody. Good morning, Sister Athelia Lewis.
Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. As we stated before, make sure you comment on these subject matters or anything that's on your mind. Please share that as well. All right, so we have a lot of discussions. Again, it's Fluky Friday, so it's a bunch of random conversations today. All right, so Bishop, you want to start off?
Well, I already did by saying if you guys want to share with us too, do that. But what should we talk about? Number one, let's talk about the snow. I thought it would be another subject, but it just started snowing.
Oh, right? Goodness. Yes.
A few days ago, we had 70-degree weather.
Yes.
It was nice outside. That was Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was nice outside. Then yesterday, it started getting kind of cold and rainy, and it's like really snowing.
Yes, but I said Wednesday was a beautiful day because that is the day that my auntie made her, well, she didn't make her transition then, but that's when we celebrated her life.
Exactly.
On Wednesday.
So it was a beautiful day.
It was.
It was a beautiful day at her transition. When she transitioned, it was beautiful.
First day of spring.
And then when we went to, celebrate her and say our goodbyes, you know what I mean? It was even a beautiful day on Wednesday. So
yes, it was.
After that, it's just like, look, I'm letting y'all have it.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you have it.
Yes, indeed. So while we're there, talking about grief.
Yeah.
Because that's something that all of us living in this life will have to deal with one time or another. And we understand that grief is not just about the loss of a loved one.
Yeah.
Because it can be a loss of an animal.
Loss of a paycheck.
A loss of a paycheck, loss of a car or whatever, something that has great value to you, but you have lost it in one way or another.
Yeah.
So we all grieve in this lifetime, but my thing, Bishop, and especially in the Christian community, I don't know if it's a facade or we try to pretend that we're not in pain and we're not hurting. Like we have this facade that you know, it's not of faith, or I don't trust God if I show my expressions. What are your thoughts
I
about
don't
that?
think it's a pretend or a put on. I think you know, too many times we kind of like to throw that out there. You know, you acting like you don't go through anything. No, I mean, we go through like anyone else does, but it's just like fasting. You don't walk around looking like you fasting. The scripture tells you not to have the appearance of one that's fasting. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But you're
Mm-hmm.
still fasting.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean? And
yeah.
so it is when you're faced with difficulties. You don't have to look like it.
Mm-hmm.
What
But
do you think about
I think that it's okay to look like it, just because it it's what you're going through in that moment. As a therapist, we always say to it's in that particular moment is your reality, is how you
it?
feel.
Yeah,
So honor
yeah,
you how you feel, because emotions express is better than emotions suppressed.
right. But I'd rather you do it at home. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to be all out in public looking like someone just ran off with your purse or something like that, and you trying to chase them down. And yeah, I mean, you know, you
But what
you
about at a funeral?
you have well, that's when you're supposed to grieve.
Okay, okay. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure
Oh
people
no,
understand what
that's
you're
when you're supposed
saying.
to grieve. I didn't know we were
Yeah.
talking about the funeral.
The whole grief
Oh
process.
yeah, come on now. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, that's natural.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. But
natural.
I have to disagree with you on that one too.
Hmm.
Because it depends on the length of your grief process.
Most definitely.
Because at first it's hard, because sometimes it like vexes your spirit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
So
sometimes it's
it depends on what it is, right? What are we talking about? Are we talking about the death of a loved one? Or are we
mm-hmm.
just talking about, because we said several things, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, yeah, depending
Yeah.
on which one it is.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Depending on which one it is. If we're talking about something, let me know that I can say, yes, this one is where, you know, hey,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where it comes in at.
So one way to make it through the grief process, and I do want to say good morning to my beautiful mother, Idra Trout, and good morning to my dear friend, Mary Stevenson is here too. Hey, you guys, make sure you hit the share button, the like button, and also comment. Let me know what you all think. Athelia says, what's that say,
Where are
Bishop?
you looking at?
Right here.
Okay. Let's see. What is your take on medical marijuana? Is it really necessary?
Okay. All right. And I'll address that as soon as I finish my thought
Okay.
on the grief process. In order to get through the grief process, number one, you have to sit with your emotions. You have to embrace that emotion. Now everybody's not going to feel the same.
Right.
Someone
Exactly.
may be hurting because of the
Mhm.
loss of a loved one. Some may have anger.
Mhm.
Some may have some guilt.
Right.
Yeah. Whatever you're feeling in that moment.
Yeah.
Because see, some people may experience guilt because of things that they said to a loved one,
Mhm.
before
And
they
you're just talking
passed
about death
on. Or
right now, right? The
yes,
passing of a loved one.
yeah, but
Yeah.
of a loved one, something that they could have said to a loved one, something that they didn't do for
Mhm.
a loved one.
Yeah.
And we may have a lot of guilt. But
Mhm.
listen, do not suppress that. You need to
Yeah.
reconcile that in your head.
Yeah.
And then you need to forgive yourself too.
You have to in order to move on, because that person never coming back. You know, so you can't walk around with that hanging over your head. You
Right.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Or it's like almost really like tying a millstone around your neck. You know, because it's
Yeah.
gonna weigh you
It's
down.
gonna weigh you
You know what I
down.
mean? So
Yeah.
you have to learn how to kind of forgive yourself and move on.
Yeah,
You must.
yeah. Move on.
Yeah.
And before I answer the medical marijuana question, just remember grief, GRIEF. So G stands for get in touch with your emotions.
Hmm.
Do not run from your emotions. Do not be afraid of your emotions. A lot of people is like, no, I want to tap into that because I don't know if I'll stop.
Yeah.
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 Which is real,
Hmm.
but this is why we need a support system, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We need each other, and we need God is in the midst of it with you. Okay, so honor that, own that feeling and that emotion. And then R is realize what you have power over and what you do not have power over.
Yeah.
You know, this is a part of their radical acceptance. We cannot change what has already happened.
Exactly. What's done is done.
What's done is done. You got to own that and embrace what you cannot change. Focus on what you can change. Okay, and what you can't change, please try to let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go. All right. And then the I is integrate pleasurable memories. A lot of times when we suffer the loss of anything, we always focus on, you know, things that's going to bring us down, memories and thoughts that's going to make us feel worse.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
We focus on the lack of that person or the lack of that animal or the lack of that job.
Right. Yeah. So it's good to have those pleasurable memories, whether it's a person, whether it's the loss of a car. You know what
Seriously,
I mean?
yeah.
Man, we had some good times with that car.
But
you know
imagine,
what I mean?
you know, when people's cars get repossessed, they go
yeah.
outside and then they don't have a car.
Yeah, man. Listen. Yeah.
Yeah, so you really have to control your thought processes seriously. Or you say it was good when I had it.
Yeah, but loss is very difficult to deal with, but it's a part of life. You know what I mean? It's a part of life, so we have to learn how to get through our losses. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's
and when
difficult.
you say that, you know, it's a part of life, I'm reminded to you know, for us to normalize the loss. Like this is a normal part of life.
Yeah.
You know, this is my normal for now. It's what it is. You know, because if we think anything differently, we're going to cause a lot of stress and anxiety.
Yeah. So you just saying accept the reality of things right now.
Accept the reality of things right now.
Yes, right now.
Yes, that's that radical acceptance and realize what you can change, what you can't change. We have to let it go. You have to let it go. And then the E is exercise mindfulness. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to how you feel because your body is going to speak to you. Like you may have tension, like in your mid back. You know, you may have stressful points in back of your neck, or pay attention to your breathing patterns. Is it shallow breathing? Pay attention to yourself. Okay. Be mindful because what we want to do is make sure we're okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Very important. Very important.
Yeah. And it's our responsibility and obligation to make sure that we're okay. But we have to check in with ourselves because our body's speaking to us.
Yeah.
F is, Bishop and I said it earlier, to forgive.
Yeah.
You have to forgive. If someone passed on and there was an ought between you or whatever, forgive them. Okay. Bishop already said it's like having what, a noose around your neck?
Milestone around your neck. A millstone around your neck. You have that title. It's heavy, it's uncomfortable, and guess what? It's pulling you down.
Yes.
It's pulling you down.
And that works both ways, whether if you don't forgive others or you don't forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to learn how to do both. All right. And then the F in grief is the other F is to please don't get stuck. Move forward. Move forward. I remember my Bernice, you know, she's like, you got to move on.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know,
most definitely.
It's hard if you suffer a loss of someone that you really, really love. It is so hard, but you don't want to get stuck.
Right.
And that's where that good grief come in. I have to move forward for mom. I have to move forward for auntie. I have to move forward because the truth is that they wouldn't want to see you in the shape that you're in.
And you must move on for yourself. Because remember, you're not helping yourself at all.
That's
you know what
right.
I mean? So, but understandably, you go through that time period of grief and all of that. And who's to say how long the grieving process is? You know, that's why I was speaking earlier about not really a public display of long periods of grief. You know what I mean? That's not a good thing, but you can grieve at home, You know what I mean?
Right,
By
right.
yourself, you
Yeah,
know, and
yeah,
we normally do, but then when
yeah,
we go out, we try to look as if. And
right.
it's not that we're faking. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe we're faking. I just believe we know how to look the part when we go out in public.
Right.
You
And
know what I mean?
hey,
And it's
oh,
important.
I was looking for one of my life changer books, but that is a powerful way to process your feelings and
Hmm.
emotions.
Yeah,
Like you said, to
yeah,
process at home.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
while you're in your private place, it's really sitting down and it is talking about it, writing it out,
Hmm.
journaling it, going through pictures,
Yeah.
you know, of your loved one, you know, so you definitely want to process.
Hmm.
Usually I tell people to have a worry
Yeah.
time.
Well, you have to grieve your way through.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, and it hurts like everything to look at pictures of 'em. You can't believe that they're gone at all. But you're grieving, so you're going. Those things are necessary, I believe, to make it through.
Yes.
Because each day you do it, it seems to get a little better, a
Right.
little better. Then
Mm-hmm.
you find more pleasurable memories, and you can kind of you get to a real good place.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So definitely have a grieving time, like grieve on purpose. I know you
Hmm.
say that sounds crazy, you know, but when
Yeah.
you think about that iceberg and how you have so much stuff underneath the surface.
Yeah, but remember the grief is good and bad. So you know what I mean. So
Mm-hmm.
you do the bad you're gonna do. You will do on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
The good
Yeah.
is really what we have to focus on doing
Mm-hmm.
on purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because we want to dig out or root out or
yeah.
allow those negative things to come to surface and to
Hmm.
come out.
Yeah.
And that's why I say to grieve on purpose every day. Just
Hmm.
sit down and take a moment and
Yeah.
think about it. Because after time, it's
Hmm.
going to get better.
Yeah.
It's going
Yeah.
each time it's going to get
Yeah.
better
Yeah. Most
because we're
definitely.
identifying it and we're dealing with it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Remember, emotions expressed is better than emotions suppressed.
Yeah.
Suppression leads to depression.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Most definitely. Someone said something about miracle marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really necessary? I say for some people it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For
Yes.
some people it is very, very necessary.
That's right.
But I think,
Yes.
like any other thing, you can abuse it.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yep.
it's
Uh-huh.
necessary for those who are in
Because you
pain.
can misuse it and
You
abuse it like you
listen.
can do, because Vicodin
Yeah,
would be necessary after a major
yeah,
surgery,
yeah.
but then
Most
we
definitely.
see the misuse and the abuse and the
Yeah,
addictions caused by it.
yeah.
Now
So,
I love medical marijuana in
mhm.
place of other stronger medications
Yeah.
like after surgeries or
Hmm.
try, you know,
Hmm.
so that they're not prescribing
Yeah,
us these medications that are causing so much addiction in
yeah,
our society.
yeah,
Medical marijuana has scientific proof that it does help. It helps with so many ailments from anxiety,
yeah,
but we have to be careful with the anxiety because
yeah,
sometimes it can also enhance anxiety.
yeah,
That's why you need to talk to your healthcare professional. It helps with pain.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So medical marijuana is not a bad thing. Like Bishop said, it's all in how we use
yeah.
it.
How you use it, and then just don't look for a reason to smoke.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Oh,
Now,
I don't feel too good. Let me light up or whatever. You
right,
know, don't look for a
yes.
reason to do it. You know, listen, but whatever it takes for you to get better, but just don't abuse. Don't abuse that.
Because there's other coping skills
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
You know, that like you said, a lot of people look for reasons to get high.
yeah.
So my question is,
Is it for
why?
the pain, or
Right.
is it so that you can get a high?
Or just so you can feel good.
Yeah,
You know what I
or
mean?
whatever it is.
Right. But my thing is, why do you want to, if you don't have to alter your mind?
Yeah,
Why do you want to alter your mindset?
yeah, yeah,
What is really going on with you that you don't want to deal with life?
yeah.
You
And
know,
I and I believe that as well, even for Christians or believers that are really struggling with major pain, whether it's
yeah.
back pain
Hmm.
or knee. I mean, and you don't want to take the Vicodin, but the
Exactly.
healthiest choice right now
Hmm.
is the medical marijuana. You know what I mean? So I think it's good for you to do, but just don't abuse it.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't abuse
And
it.
listen, CBD is the bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't abuse it.
CBD does not have the psychoactive agent in it, and it will not alter your mind.
Yeah.
So that's
I heard
something.
somebody say, I don't want that. Yeah.
So like I said, we need to find out what's going on,
Right.
where you want to be in that state where your mind is altered all the time.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't get addicted to
Yeah.
the medical marijuana. You like the way it feels.
Yeah.
It gives you
Yeah.
what they call it, psychedelic.
Yeah. I mean, is it for pain, for pleasure, or pain, or is it just like a little discomfort? I figured a little discomfort you can live with.
We can, yes.
You can live with a little discomfort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
there's
you
also
know,
have coping mechanism. I see clients who suffer with chronic pain.
yeah. Yeah.
Chronic pain. I'm not talking about no little stuff, but they don't want anything in their bodies like that. So
Yeah.
I teach them coping mechanisms. It's called pain management. And your
Yeah.
mind is a powerful thing.
We need to get some of these responses and things of that nature, because we're, you know, what is that? Which one are you looking at?
Let's see here.
Mom Child says, I regret I didn't spend enough time
Mm-hmm.
with my sister before she passed. I really regret that. Yeah. Yeah. And as we were saying, you know, you have to kind of, you know, work your way through that. But then again, you know, the love and the relationship that both of you all had with each other. So that, you know, that should be kind of helpful to kind of get you through.
That's right.
You know?
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And we don't know what we don't know. And the thing is that everyone does have a life. We have our own lives, but then we have to make time. You know what I mean? While it's on our mind, because life gets so busy.
These are natural feelings. You know, what you are actually feeling now was just, I think we all kind of feel that. Wish I would have spent more time with a person that has passed away. You know what I mean? I felt that with my grandfather. Man, we was there every day.
Right.
But it's still like, you know, I wish I could have spent more time. But then too, you know, they wouldn't want us to put our stuff on hold.
That's right.
You know
That's
I mean?
right.
So,
and don't beat yourself over up over things that you shoulda, coulda, would have done, but focus on what you did do.
Yeah.
Think about the meaningful times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about the times when you did go to the store, and the times that you took the food, and the, you know what I mean? Because negativity sticks to the brain like a piece of Velcro.
Yeah.
It's hard to get off, but you want to focus on the good things.
Yeah. I was saying Sunday, you know, how important it is that we speak good things. We're so programmed to speak bad things first. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's easier for us to say, you know, something negative than it is for us to speak something positive.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And we know those negative words have power.
Yes.
But the positive words have power.
But that's the job and function of the inner critic.
Yeah.
The inner critic's job is to bring the negative things to surface.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to talk back to the inner critic.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And if there's some truth to what the inner critic says, then we have, listen,
gotta accept it.
But we're human beings, right?
Gotta accept it.
We cannot.
It's true. It's real.
We cannot be all things to all people all the time. It is impossible. The only one who can do that is God.
That's right. Yeah.
Period. You know, so we have to give ourselves some grace.
Yes.
Give ourselves some love. And
What's
look at yourself in the mirror and say that you have done a good job.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Bryant says, let me just post this.
Look like Miss Bryant.
Morel. Okay. True word spoken. Been there, done that. But when you see someone that is in that unforgiving state, how do we help? How do you help someone in an unforgiving state?
That's powerful.
It is powerful.
That's a good question.
So one way that I do it as a therapist is that I want them to see what they're doing to themselves. They're doing nothing to the person that they're unforgiving towards. Okay. They don't really care. They go on with life.
Yeah.
But I try to allow them to see what they're doing to themselves, and we'll go to Google. We'll put in the consequences of unforgiveness, and then it brings a list of all kind of diseases.
Physical ailments, huh?
Yeah, physiological, like cancer, heart disease, bladder issues. It's just a plethora of things. Then I propose the question to them: is this person worth it? Or can you now? Because see, forgiveness is a cognitive choice. You have to think about. You have to decide to forgive. But when you look at everything that you're doing to yourself by way of this other person, my hope is that they'll want to forgive, not necessarily for the other person, but for themselves. And then if they're Christians, of course, you can use the scriptures.
Yeah, I mean that's for me. If you're a believer, it's important that number one, we try to demonstrate really what it means to forgive, but trying to help them from that unforgiving state that they're in. We always have to prefer the scripture. You know what I mean? Yes. So how can you expect someone to forgive you or vice versa? And we want the same forgiveness from our Father.
Yes.
So if we want for Him to forgive us, we have to learn how to operate according to scripture and what it says, and then apply it to our lives.
That is
it really works.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And that's another question to propose is have you ever done anything that you needed forgiveness for?
Right.
We're all going to say, oh, yes.
Yeah.
So we have to extend the same grace that we need as well.
Right.
And then what about unforgiveness puts a wall of partition between you and God. Now, is this person, this individual really worth all of that? You God not hearing your prayer? No, I got to let you go.
And I understand what she's saying, because it's hard to pull people out of that place of forgiveness. It's a rough job.
It is.
It's a rough job, man. From a pastor's point of view, and also from professional point of view, it's hard to pull them out of that because of what they feel is real.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So it's not anything false. It's not small.
That's
it's
right.
Major. It's real. So they kind of feel like they have the right to hold on to it. But as you said, who are you helping?
Right.
How is it benefiting you? To have these feelings and emotions towards someone else who really don't care?
And you do own the rights to it. You do. They cause you pain and distress. You own the rights to that. But you can be just wrong as well. Because now not is the person harming you. Is you harming yourself now. You're perpetuating.
You can be just wrong. You can be just sick.
Right.
You can be just broke spiritually. I mean, there's a whole lot of just in there, you know what I mean? But that's how it happens.
And we're doing it to ourselves now. We're perpetuating the abusive cycle.
Most definitely.
And we have to demonstrate love to ourselves. And this is an act of love. Forgiveness is an act of love. So all we can do is like try to explain these things to the person. At the end of the day, we can't pull them out the fire if they don't want to come out. Sometimes you just have to kind of wash your hands after you've planted the seed.
And that's a rough job. That's a rough job to pull people out of that. Like you just said, pull them out of the fire. It's like, hey, I'm like drowned in a pool, and I'm coming to help save you, and you trying to drown us both. Like, no, I'm coming to rescue you out of this.
I need to backstroke a little bit. Let them calm down a little bit.
So it's a rough job.
It is. It is. But we do have to try to help. Because if you see this person in this state, then you know that they're at a different level. They're really in a sunken place. They are not who they used to be, because now they're carrying around anger, hatred, bitterness, and resentment.
And you allow for somebody to have that type of control over you.
Oh, goodness.
To change the mood in the room when they come in. Right? And you feel it. So you immediately feel something within yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because these are spirits
you cannot
that have
control
attached
like
themselves to them. And the only way to get rid of them
Mm-hmm.
is to forgive. Once you forgive, then those spirits have to go.
Yeah.
They have to go because now they don't have legal ground.
Well, you know how people say, the Bible says you're supposed to forgive and forget.
No,
Find
no,
that for me.
Yeah,
Find
find
that
it for
scripture
me too, because you can never ever forget. You cannot forget.
Oh
When
man.
it's not in this mind, it's in your subconscious
Yes,
mind.
it
It's
is.
there.
Man.
But then the question becomes, how do I think about it when I think about it?
Correct. There you go.
You
I
know,
like that.
yeah.
Because it's going to come up. It's going to resurface.
When I think about the abuse I suffered with my ex-husband, the way I think about it now is that he was sick because he was sick.
Yeah.
I was the target. But see, I used to think something was wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know, but now I say
Mm-hmm.
he was sick.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't go through that negative thing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm able to get over it faster.
Yeah, my Lord. What else we have?
Just Pray Robinson. The loss of my father was the hardest thing I have ever went through. 8 years later, and small will bring up a memory, and I will cry, but I don't get depressed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's probably made a smell or something will bring up.
Yeah, smell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Because listen, grief is like this. This picture back here, there's small waves. All right. We don't know when those waves are going to present themselves in life. And sometimes it may be a small wave, a smell, someone, because you know, cologne or a shirt or a laugh or something. It can be a small wave that just comes up, and it's okay to cry in that moment. You got to be true to you. The thing that we as therapists get concerned about is when there is prolonged depression, like extreme depression. Yeah. You know,
I would say enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
You know, if you remember your father's cologne, you're something that you look at on TV, it kind of reminds you of, or maybe there's a show that you all watch together. Enjoy that memory. Embrace that. Think on that thing for a minute. You know what I mean? Watch the show again.
Yeah, because you know every time we're watching a movie and that lion comes up, it always reminds me, you know, of my dad. I'm like, hey, there go dad. You know, so it again, it's all about how you think when you think. Yeah. You know, I don't like feeling sad and depressed. So I try to prevent myself from being there. Yeah. You know, so I try to think of it in a more healthy and a more positive way.
I do have a question myself.
Yeah.
Do you think that people practice or look forward to the anniversary death of someone? What I mean by that is, it's like, they know the day is coming and they almost make themselves sad, down, depressed. And what's wrong with, you know, this anniversary death of you know, maybe the first year or something, but I mean, you know, you understand what
it's
what I'm saying?
It's so unhealthy.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you want to put yourself through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, the mind is a powerful thing.
Yeah. And,
you know,
of course, I think it depends on how they left.
Yeah.
You know, but even there, because we do know people that have suffered through that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You know, to me, regardless of how they left, we still want to apply good grief. Yeah. We don't want to continue to focus on that memory, but we want to focus on the good times. Because their life was much more than that moment in time.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Way much more. So when it comes that time, that date of anniversary or whatever, think about how meaningful that person, the good times, celebrate the life, don't celebrate the death.
And the what do I say, the sad feelings or the lack of sad feelings on that day does not mean you know, that you don't remember them, or you don't you know, kind of I don't want to be in that grieving state every year.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's just, and I think I've learned from you, of course, with the good grief, is that man, keep them alive, talk about them every day.
Yes.
And it makes it easier. So when that day comes.
Yes, and this is why it's so important to when it first happens to grieve, like I said, take time to grieve every day on purpose. All right, because after a while, the intensity is going to weaken. You're not going to be at that same severe, intense level all the time if you're processing it.
Most definitely.
So if I tuck it away and I suppress for a whole year, when that year comes, of course, I'm going to be a mess.
You'll explode. You will explode.
You know, so it's very important to process your grief.
So let's move on to a lighter note, a heavier note, or a more hurtful note. Were you reading something else? What did I say?
The hardest thing is to forgive a person who doesn't even acknowledge that they wronged you. It's not about them.
And it's not hard.
It's not about them.
Man, forget, bam, I'm done.
What?
Up, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, forgiveness is not about the other person.
Correct.
They may go to their grave and never acknowledge what they've done to you. Forgiveness is a choice that you must make to do. Why? Because if I don't forgive, I can stand the chance of getting cancer,
anything,
of bladder disease, heart failure, hair falling out. I'm beating up myself now, and I'm not going to do that because I love me. I love me. So forgiveness is for you. Stop looking for them to acknowledge. Stop looking for them to apologize.
You may never get it.
Let them go, and you take care of you.
Yeah. But the best thing you can do in front of that person is to succeed.
That's right. Yes.
That's the best thing you can do in front of them.
That's right.
Succeed.
That's right.
Now let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's talk about that slap that was heard and seen around the world.
Oh my goodness. I definitely want some feedback from you on this one.
Around the world. What do you all think about that? Chris Rock, Will Smith, lightweight type of throwdown. That wasn't a throwdown, but what do y'all think about that? That was some crazy stuff. Crazy.
All around the world. All around the world. Y'all to be blowing this up right now. What are you all's thoughts?
Crazy.
I know. I'm hurt. I am disappointed because I really like and admire Will Smith. I really, really do. You know, for him to not be able to handle his emotions at that type of setting and in the front of the world disappointed me. It really disappointed. I understand, but I don't agree. I understand why he wanted to do that.
Yeah. I don't. I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
I don't understand. Why would you feel that way? And every year you're at the same Oscars. Every year there are jokes that are told on people. And they've even shown clips where a joke was told on him every year, even on his wife, every year. You understand the setting. You understand the time and the moment that you're in. So it wasn't that. It must have been something else.
Yeah. Because he laughed. He laughed.
Oh, he laughed real good.
Right. He laughed at first. You know, so some people say that he stood up for Jada, but I think he stood up for himself.
Yeah. I don't think he stood up for no Jada.
but and the reason why I say that is because he laughed at first. That wasn't offensive to him.
Yeah.
It wasn't offensive until he looked at her.
Yeah.
But then knowing his backdrop as far as him not being able to stand up for his mom and all that, something was going on within himself where he had to like maybe prove his manhood.
Man, you do that backstage.
Yeah.
You prove your manhood backstage where the tables are turned, everything is different, and you're probably gonna get yours back.
Yeah.
Because we in the back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't think it was a thing of him defending Jada at all. She needs none. She needs no. I mean, if you've known her down through the years and you've seen her on television and read some of the things about her, you know, people are always saying, you know, she's the one that wears the pants in the family. You know how people do. She's just a strong, dominant woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That some say that kind of controls him. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I was
yeah.
looking at something this morning about women controlling men in these new, I think it said new age relationships.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah, that's a good word
that's
for it.
so true.
Yeah, it
That's so,
is.
hey, that's so true.
Because I read a book years ago called Men Without Chest.
Mm,
You know what I
wow.
mean? And we're there. It's
Yeah.
like, where's your chest
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
relationship? Like,
Yeah.
where's your strength?
Man.
You know, I mean, it's okay to have a male ego. It's
Yeah.
okay, because that's a part
Yeah.
of who you are. But now it's like a bunch of henpecked
Yeah.
men,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I
It's
understand
crazy.
you want to get along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we all have to function from our place of strength.
Right. What does that say?
Marvin says Will apparently has issues from childhood. Chris Rock has had issues growing up with bullying.
Yeah, I heard that too.
How's
as
that
well.
for a trigger?
Yeah, I heard that too as well.
Yeah.
And it was wrong. Check this out. How can you commit an assault against someone and everyone sees it around the world and you're not apprehended?
Yeah, I didn't like how they handled it.
And you are not apprehended.
My thing is
You just assaulted the person.
they failed Chris.
Yeah.
They failed Chris in
Most
that
definitely.
moment.
Yeah, most
You know,
definitely.
and they let the show go on, and they let him
Let
get
the
an
show.
award.
Exactly. And gave him a standing ovation.
Oh, see, woo.
Yeah. Now, focus on the children of Chris Rock. Okay,
Yeah.
someone just ran up and slapped their daddy in the face on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they have to live with that too.
That's right. That's
They
right.
have to live with
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. It was definitely wrong, but I admire the way Chris handled it.
Yeah.
Because it could have, but like they said, Will kind of calculated
Yeah.
that he wasn't going to do nothing, no way. Because if Mike Tyson was standing up there, he wouldn't have made that walk. He wouldn't have made that walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like to say Steve Harvey or something, he would not. No.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just so daggone sad that this has been, this is what people think about us anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you
perpetuate
that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I still think it's fake though. I don't care.
I know you do.
That's me.
I know you do.
I think it was a good WWF, WWE, fake type of wrestling thing.
But why?
Because he didn't even really. If you walk up and just slap somebody, you stumble back or do something. Or Will is that weak?
But for me, it's all about the narrative.
Yeah,
it's all about.
I don't know why they did it.
Yeah. I don't care if it was fake or planned, or it's all about the narrative.
I do. It could have been this. It could have been, since Jada had done Will so wrong, that was their plan, Chris and Will, to get her back, because he did laugh first.
Well, I'm sure they had it out when they went home.
You understand? No, I'm sure he probably got put out. Because remember, she the strong one in the relationship.
Yeah,
it's been proven.
Marvin said they definitely have to deal with their inner child.
Yeah.
Seriously, there's a lot of work to be done there. And I know if I was Chris, I would be like, man, I would be beating myself up because I should have did something else in that moment. I would have been justified.
But you know what? This is how it was turned into a blessing, because Chris Rock is on tour, and his tickets started like at $40. Now they start at $400.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
They slapped me again.
All things are working for my good.
From $40 to $400, starting at $400 a ticket.
100-fold. Oh man, Jesus working out.
Lord have mercy.
Brittany says, I wish he would not have done it in front of the world. I don't disagree with taking up for his wife. Could have done it after the party.
But remember, like I said, Jada needs no one to take up for her. She doesn't. I just heard her say that she's not ashamed of her bald head. She embraces it. It doesn't bother her when
she look good in it.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
So maybe everyone else is assuming that it was because of her alopecia. Maybe that's everyone else's, but she just said that, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, but I kind of get it because she's embraced where she is and she looks good in it.
Mhm.
However, it does
She looked good in the
cause
bald head, but that outfit she had on, thumbs down. That was a
I'll talk
reptile
about
suit.
Marvin.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so yes, she's embraced her bald head. She's embraced her autoimmune disease. However, it still causes some type of self-esteem issues. Every woman, I don't care if she shaves her hair or not, wants to at least know that she can grow hair, and it causes depression.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and causes low self-esteem. So you don't want anybody talking about it. Although I've embraced it, you don't know what I had to go through to embrace it.
She can grow hair; it just falls out at times in different places.
That is not a good thing.
It's not. I'm just
ladies, help
saying.
me. Ladies, help me.
Hey,
here.
but bald women is in.
Well, again, she's embraced it. She looked good in it, but you don't know what she went through to get to that point.
Yeah.
You know, so I get that, but there's just a way to handle our emotions.
Yeah.
There's a way to handle the emotions.
But look, this is how I look at it too. Like, this is so good. I look at it like this too. Now, why are they sitting up front? Right up front with her bald head. She has on her green reptile suit. And why right up front for the joke and everything to go just like that. There's something else to it than that. I think we'll find out later.
I think that if someone else was sitting there, a comedian is going to find something, because that's what they do. At every show that they have, they choose people to pick on in the audience. And whoever's closest to the stage is going to get it.
Yeah. We'll find out later, y'all. But trust me, it was staged. We'll find out later.
Okay. All right.
We'll find out.
All right. Ms. Robinson says Will was wrong. If you watch, Chris took a step back to gather himself so he didn't go hood on Will. He embarrassed every Black man in that moment. Now his kids are making statements. It's all just bad. Yep, you're right.
You know that.
Yep, you're absolutely. Listen, whatever you do does not just affect you. It affects all the people around you and the people you love. That's why we have to think forward. That's why, like you preached before, to master the moment of decision.
And he had a long walk to go up there and slap that brother, didn't he?
He had a long walk. But
didn't he have a long walk?
He did.
To think about that thing?
But like I said, if it would have been somebody else, he wouldn't have made that long walk. He wouldn't have made that walk?
Yeah,
seriously.
You're right about it.
Yeah.
You're right about it.
All right. Tori Bryant says, I think sometimes after being the butt of everyone's jokes, he had enough and absolutely overreacted, especially after the few years they've had. Also in 2016, Will allegedly had a talk with Chris and told him to keep his family out of his mouth because of the joke he made when he hosted. So did he think Will changed his mind about it? To be clear, I do not condone Will's actions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of is on that same. I was looking at Roland Martin, and he said he's not Team Will nor Team Chris, but he's on both. You know what I mean? He's just saying this shouldn't have happened at all, but hey, it did happen.
But see, the thing is, okay, they had a talk about keeping my family's name out of your mouth and all that. But we still have an obligation to ourselves to think about the future consequences.
Yeah. Keep going.
What is at stake in this?
Right.
We have to stop reacting and start responding. The difference between reacting and responding is a thought process.
But check this out. It's Chris's job.
Right.
It's his job to do what he does.
Yeah.
So if he don't do that, that means he don't get that money.
Yeah. True.
You understand? So it's his job to make fun of what everyone knows about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So hey, he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah.
I look at it both. It was wrong, but I'm just saying, you come to that event every year. You, like you said, you don't know who's going to be picked on.
You don't know who's going to be picked on, but I know that I just got an award.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still young. You know, I still have a future. What is this going to cost me? Right. And is it worth it?
Right.
Is it worth it? That's why we have to think forward.
Exactly.
This is why we have so many gun shootings
But
and
he ain't about
murders.
that life though.
But
His mother said it. I've never seen Will do this before.
Yeah, right.
Now, like you said, he calculated who to do it to.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. But all the crime, all the murders,
it could have turned out bad.
We just don't think. So when we are offended, offended, we have to think about what's my next step, and is my next step worth the consequences?
They could have lit up the Oscars because they both rode with entourages.
Right.
It could have really been
it
crazy.
could have been horrible. It could have.
Now, go ahead. You reading something else?
Go ahead.
What do y'all think about Brittany Griner?
Oh wow.
What do you think about her? She's over there in Russia right now in a bad place, all because of some cannabis oil.
Oh my goodness! My heart goes out to her.
Yeah,
because
cannabis oil.
My thing was, like we talked earlier on the show, is it medical marijuana?
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
It was the cannabis oil. I don't know if it was.
Well, they sell different forms.
Yeah, so maybe it was something that was prescribed to her, but she should have known. You ain't going to Russia with that.
She didn't do a research.
You better see if you can get it. That's not her first time going over there.
Can you explain to our audience who Brittany is and what happened?
Basketball player. She's like the I think a 2-time Olympic gold medalist in basketball. And she's caught with cannabis oil at the airport. You know what I mean? So she was arrested.
So she was going to Russia to play for them.
And she's already in Russia, and she's going through the checkpoint and all that kind of stuff. And most definitely. And now she's in jail and facing 10 years.
10 years in Russia, guys. Please pray. Please pray. Yeah, listen. Because they allow stuff in the United States don't mean they in those other countries.
I forgot it was in my bag.
Listen, you got to do your please.
Or it's not mine.
Be careful. You're talking about 10 years and she's in Russia.
Yeah.
And we know who's the head of Russia.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And we know he ain't dealing with a full deck, But my heart definitely goes out to her and also to her family. Yeah. She just didn't do her own research.
Yeah, maybe she gotten by before with it or something. I don't know.
Brittany says it was residue in the vape pen. The oil wasn't even in the pen.
Hey, well, you see what the residue will get you.
Oh my goodness!
It's just best not to have it. Live with that little bit of discomfort for a minute while you're over there until you get back.
Yeah, seriously.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
also Monday there was a shooting in South Carolina. Mm-hmm. So a 12-year-old in I forget the name of the school actually shot and killed another 12-year-old.
Are you serious?
That was in South Carolina. Yes.
How are they getting these kids getting access to the guns?
Yeah. I'm not sure how he got access to it. I don't know if it was a parent's gun or one that he acquired off the street or something like that. But it definitely happened. So the name of the deceased last name is Jackson. So hey, remember that family in your prayers, and also the family of the young person that killed him. Took his life.
Yeah, exactly. And that's been happening a lot more too. I've been hearing of, there was an episode not too long ago where the mother got out the car and the kids was in the car and one of the kids shot the other kids. We have to make for sure that we're putting our guns and stuff up. Yeah. Why is it so?
Lock them up. They shouldn't be sitting around. If you have small children,
put it in your trunk. Do something.
Yeah. You have to get them out of harm's way.
Robinson says she should have took some CBD gummies. That was just stupid.
Yeah, she probably would have got 20 for that. For the gummies.
Yeah, I don't even know if they allow gummies in Russia. I really don't even know.
I'm saying take nothing.
All I'm saying is do your research.
Man, listen.
Do your research. That is just horrible. They say she's in good spirits.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long that can last.
Exactly.
You in another country.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, you're in Russia. I don't care. You're in Russia. You've been in a salt mine somewhere. That's a wild place.
Brittany has a question. How do you feel about Columbus City Schools putting in metal detectors?
Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Because metal detectors do not stop anybody from getting a gun in anywhere.
You don't think so?
Not at all.
Why?
You can always stash a gun outside on the playground, wherever you go, and on recess, you can go get that.
Yeah. Are you giving people ideas?
No, it's true. It's not an idea, but it's true.
Oh
It's
goodness.
true. And you
Wow.
know, if
Well,
it's,
well, it will reduce some, don't you think?
yeah, it'll reduce, but if it's not a gun, it'll be something else.
Well, my thing is do all you can.
Yeah, but I love
It's
the
a
idea.
shame. It's a shame
Yeah,
that that's where we are.
yeah,
But the Bible tells
yeah,
us perilous times shall come. They're here.
yeah. Well, if it's just not, they're talking about it. Are you saying they're talking about it? Uh, because we know other cities, major cities like Chicago, Detroit, they've already had those
Mm-hmm.
in the schools, especially Chicago. I'm sure Miss Bryant can elaborate on that about Chicago having those metal detectors. We're in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
We're late,
Yeah. Yeah.
probably like 20 years late.
Mm-hmm.
Having metal detectors. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
she says they're testing it now.
yeah,
I
it's
guess if
necessary.
it's good enough for airports, it's good enough for the courthouse.
Yeah,
It needs to be in the schools because we know that kids are getting their hands on
yeah,
weapons.
it's necessary.
You
Yeah.
know,
Because
so
it's nothing like sending your child off. Thank God we don't have any small children right now,
hmm
going to school. But you want to know that your child is going to be okay.
right. And our
It's going to be
grandbaby,
okay.
it's
Yeah,
just sad that we're in those times, but here we are.
yeah.
So now we have to put things in action to try to
Most definitely.
protect our children.
Yeah.
So
Do all that you can do.
yes,
That's all we can do.
yeah, absolutely.
It's
Well,
been a blast today, right? I've
yes,
had fun today being on
yes.
your show. Thanks for having me as your special guest.
You
I
are
am the pastor of the Assembly of Faith Church,
you are
1571
not my
South
special guest.
Person Avenue. I'm always your
You
guest because it's your show.
you are my co-host.
Yeah.
The Honorable Bishop Marvin C.
Appreciate it.
Bozeman. And it's a pleasure
Appreciate it.
having you here. And you look good with that burgundy.
Come on now.
Or
The
maroon
music
or
is
whatever.
playing. It's time to get out
I'm
of here.
just saying I like it. I like it. I
Mm.
am Kimberly B., owner of Healthy Emotes Counseling Services. 614-669-5115. We will see you next time.
Thanks for joining in today, y'all. We'll see you next week.